Welcome back, true believers. Elite Legend back at you guys, and we're going to be opening up a box today. But before we do that, I have a question for all of you guys. Have you ever woken up with a certain craving? Maybe burgers for breakfast, maybe your favorite cup of coffee. I don't know. What other things do you guys crave?
What about pictures of Spider-Man?
I don't think anybody really craves that. But let's go ahead and open this box. You're going to need a knife and a steady hand. An Elite Legend has that. And Elite Legend was wrong. There actually is one person that wakes up with a craving for pictures of Spider-Man. None other than good old Jonah Jameson, who made his debut during issue number 1 of The Amazing Spider-Man way back in 1963. And how fitting is it that Jonah Jameson makes it into the Spider-Man retro wave? Here we see Jonah on the retro card inspired by the animated series. He comes with 2 additional hands, a rolled up copy of the Daily Bugle, and another copy of the Daily Bugle. And you can see that menace Spider-Man is gracing the cover. Let's go ahead and free Jonah from the packaging. Now, before we take him out of the plastic prison, let's take a look at the back of the package. One of my favorite parts of these figures is the actual retro packaging. So let's take a closer look, and you can see on the back of the package, his action is demanding pictures of Spider-Man. I'm not even going to bother with this. I'm just going to go ahead and savagely free Jonah from the plastic prison. And here we see Jonah Jameson in all of his glory. There we see the newspaper. We're going to take a closer look at that in a moment. There we see the beautiful Daily Bugle. We see the beautiful mug of Jonah Jameson. And this is the first official Jonah Jameson figure in the Marvel Legends line. And here we have the editor-in-chief of the Daily Bugle on the 360 display. You can see that he has his stylish brown vest with 2 tones. He has a red and black tie, gray slacks, and he ties the outfit together with his brown belt and his brown shoes. Never mind the sticky tack at the bottom of his feet. No, that is not a puddle. Hydro Man is not going to make an appearance in this video, and no, he did not soil himself while demanding pictures of Spider-Man. He does come with a cover of the Daily Bugle. You can see that masked menace right here. This also has information on different figures that have been released in this retro wave, everywhere from Electro to Cyborg Spider-Man to Wilson Fisk and Mysterio, even the Black Cat. Also comes with a rolled up copy of the Daily Bugle. This is the same one that came with Gwen Stacy, and I'm glad that we got it because I lost mine, so glad to have this. Before we go ahead and take a look at some comparisons, let's take a look at Jonah's articulation. So here you see he has a single elbow, he has a swivel, goes up this high, out that much. He does have a good ab crunch, goes back that much for the limbo. Head goes down a bit. He's on a little hinge there, so that's good. He has a waist rotation. Kicks up that much, which is good. Rotation at the thigh. He has a good old double jointed knee. He has an ankle rocker, but it does not hinge forward, which is the reason why I had a hell of a time trying to get Jonah Jameson to stand. I ended up having to use some blue sticky tack. I'm not going to have that problem in my display, though, because Jonah is going to be in a seated position, and we'll see why. But let's go ahead and take a look at other Jonah Jamesons that I have in my collection. If you were lucky enough to get the Rhino Build-A-Figure from a few years back, you know that one of the army builders was the Chameleon. He came with 2 additional heads, which we see on the far right on Hammerhead, and in the center, the Jonah Jameson. The Chameleon to the far left is a simple custom that I did to have him look a little bit different than the typical blue-suited body. But if you look in the center, you see Jonah Jameson, the retro card, and we see the Chameleon body with the Jonah Jameson head that came in that pack. Time for a Wayne's World extreme close-up. And here we see the differences in the shading of the hair. So whiter hair on the retro card, a grayer shade on the Chameleon body. And here we see Jonah Jameson next to one of his creators, the great late Stan Lee. whom he shares the lower half of the body with, all the way down to the feet. Here we see issue number 167 of The Amazing Spider-Man from way back in 1977. The reason why I show you this cover is because J. Jonah Jameson, in his quest to rid the world of that menace known as Spider-Man, started wearing the Spider Slayer armor to try and bring Spidey to justice. Now, if you've been collecting as long as Elite Legend has, and you're an addict like Elite Legend is, you start kit bashing kit bashes. So if you collected the Black Panther MCU wave, you know that there was a certain body that came with a Ulysses Claw accessory. That body is right behind us under my Iron Man armor that I use as my own version of a Spider Slayer armor. So there we see J. Jonah Jameson on the left, J. Jonah Jameson from the retro line on the right. A lot of you guys have done this kit bash with the Ulysses Claw body on J. Jonah Jameson. So let's take a closer look at them side by side. And here we see the chameleon head, the retro head, and this was a very good placeholder. I know a lot of people removed the tattoo. They actually swapped the arms out. I didn't go that far because I knew that it was only a matter of time before we actually got a J. Jonah Jameson. Didn't think it was going to be coming in a retro card, but I did think down the line we were going to get an official J. Jonah Jameson release. J. Jonah Jameson has gone to great lengths to try to rid the world of that menace, Spider-Man. Genetically engineering Mac Gargan into the Scorpion, and hiring the mercenary at the time, Silver Sable, to unsuccessfully bring down Spider-Man. Here we see J. Jonah Jameson next to his idol, Captain America. And here we see J. Jonah Jameson with two of his main adversaries. On the left, we see the retro card Spider-Man, and on the right, we see Daredevil. And I don't know if I should tell Daredevil that he's facing the wrong way. Here we see J. Jonah Jameson with a Spider-Man's classic Man-Wolf. Why do I have Man-Wolf here? Well, that's because it's J. Jonah Jameson's son, John Jameson. I am ready for a Man-Wolf in the Marvel Legends line. Hopefully we get that in 2021. Let's see if the action still works. Awesome. Marvel Legends have never been more popular than what they are right now. And while they ride an incredible wave of success, I still get nostalgic for Toy Biz. Let's take a look at the Amazing Spider-Man Toy Biz J. Jonah Jameson right here. Let's go ahead and see if the action still works. After all these years, this will never leave my display. And the action does still work a bit. Very cool. And here we see J. Jonah Jameson demanding that his freelance photographer deliver some pictures of Spider-Man. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for the continued support. I'm going to be making a special announcement when I review the Stiltman tomorrow, so make sure you stay tuned. If you haven't already done so, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you can be alerted to those videos. Check out my Marvel Legends playlist. Lots of content in there. And let me know in the comments below. What do you think about this J. Jonah Jameson figure? Are you digging the retro lines? What do you want to see in 2021 in the retro cards for Spider-Man? And until next time, stay safe, enjoy your families, and always make mine Marvel.